Haven, it's been a while. Are you doing all right? What, Michaela? Huh? What kind of reaction is that to me? Shouldn't you be a bit more happy to hear from an old friend of yours? Well, you should understand why I'd be reacting to you like that, but since you don't, that must mean you don't remember all that you did around me back in the day. What are you talking about? Do you have a reason for talking to me again? I'd really like you to hurry this up and tell me what you want. Oh, that's right. Well then, let me get right to it. Actually, I'm pregnant with your husband's baby. What? My husband's baby? Wait, who are you talking about? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about your husband, Haven. Corbin. What? Corbin? That's right. In other words, I got a very good taste of your husband these past few weeks, and I am now carrying our baby. Hold on a second. Michaela, didn't you get married just last year or something? You were going all over bragging about how you'd be getting married to an elite from a very powerful company based in LA, right? Whatever happened to him? Oh, you're talking about that? He and I broke up. Well, I should probably say divorced, but we weren't together all too long, so it just felt like a breakup. What? Why? Why did you divorce him after all that bragging? Oh, you don't know the reason behind it? The reason for that was because I started to go out with Corbin. What? I didn't want for my last man to start throwing a fit about how I'd be cheating on him, because then he'd want something like a settlement from me. So I gave him some fake reason and then told him I was leaving. And right after that was when I got into bed with Corbin. Well, I suppose that this time I'll have to pay you some kind of settlement, but that's where Corbin will step in and help pay it off for me. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I am carrying his baby. I knew it would be something like this. How many people has it been now, Michaela? How many people has what been? I'm talking about how many people's partners have you stolen now? I happen to know around 10 people already that you've done that to. How many men are you going to steal from different women before you're done with that crap? Do you have any idea how many women you've gone and hurt already? And this time is the worst yet. You're talking about how you didn't even really steal him but slept with him and got pregnant while he is still married. You pull yourself together and stop being such a whore. Hold on. It's not my fault that I just so happen to be a very powerful woman. Huh? If you guys all don't want to be losing your boyfriends or husbands to me, then you have to become an even stronger woman than I am. That's all there is to it. What the hell? I have no clue how you're able to think of yourself that way. Oh my. So this is what happens when someone's about to be thrown away. I guess Corbin has good reason to push you aside now, and why he's decided to impregnate me. What the hell are you trying to do, Michaela? You married your last husband because of his money, but then got that divorce to come after Corbin? I honestly can't even imagine what your end goal is, or if there even is one to begin with. There isn't one, to be honest with you. The reason I stole Corbin from you is because I liked him and wanted his child. I only ever go out of my way to steal a man from someone else once I've started to like them. Well, if you want a word that describes it, let's call it my love instinct. Well, how about instead of listening to whatever love instincts you have going on there, you start to think about the ethics of what you're doing. Now, since I've gone and proved to you that I've stolen your husband, would you please take your sorry butt and move out of that gorgeous mansion for me? What? I can't believe it's already happening. I never thought I'd be able to get myself a man that would offer me such a wonderful mansion to live in. This is like a dream come true. Oh, and don't forget to divorce him when you get the chance. I don't care how much of a sore loser you want to be. Get that divorce so that you're not hampering my marriage to him. Jane, I'm expecting that a lot of this stuff will become very good evidence of Michaela having an affair, so I'm going to send you some screenshots of what she said. What's that? Haven, what's going on right now? Just a little bit ago, Michaela made it seem as though Corbin has been cheating. That's what she was saying, at least. That woman he's cheating with, Michaela, I've dealt with her in the past. And unfortunately, I don't think she's joking about what she's been saying. What? Why? It's a long story, but for some reason right now, Michaela seems to think that I'm Corbin's wife, which I'm not. And so I want to find out why she thinks that of me and learn a bit more about what's really going on with Corbin and her. Hopefully all of this benefits you in some way, and I'm sorry that this had to be brought up in the first place. Anyhow, I'm going to send you some screenshots of the talk we just had, all right? It'll be pretty long, but you should read through all of it. All right then, I'll be waiting for them. Wow, what the heck is going on with her? That's what I'd been thinking that whole time we'd been talking to one another. So, this Michaela is that same woman you'd been telling me about before? The woman who was with you in both high school and then in college and would go around stealing all of her friends' boyfriends? Yeah, that's her. I never had the misfortune of losing a boyfriend to her back then, but I never went out with any guys. I only started to go on dates and things after I graduated because that felt like the right time to wait for. But whoever thought that your own cousin would be her next target? But thank you for this. I had noticed some strange behaviors from him for a while now, and this bit of evidence will help me get started with my plan. Great. Well, do your best to end all of that, please. If you have anything you need help with from me, let me know, please. Thank you, Haven. I'll get back to you real soon on what happens next. Haven, thank you so much for getting that divorce for me. But of course, it was Corbin that went and did all the paperwork regarding the divorce, so we both just had to wait around forever while you took your time signing everything. But tell me now, why? Why haven't you left that huge mansion just yet? Actually, I was just told by Corbin today as he came rushing into my apartment that he had been kicked out of that mansion by you after the divorce. Could you hurry it up and leave that place already? My belly is only going to get larger and larger as every hour passes by, and I'd really like to spend the last bit of my pregnancy relaxing in that massive house. Oh, so the divorce has happened now? So you've gone and handed in your marriage papers at the courthouse, right? Well, that's great to hear. Huh? Congratulations. What are you talking about? If all you're going to do is just sit there sending me messages that make zero sense, then how about you use your time doing something productive like leaving that mansion for us? I am the one that's Corbin's wife now, and that means I'm one of the owners of that house. Oh? So you still haven't come around to understanding the situation you're in? What situation are you going on about? This mansion happens to be my house. What? Which means that this house is under my name. Huh? And before me, this place was once my mom's grandparents' house, which was handed down to me over time. When I was able to inherit the family company, I was also given this house. What? Also, Corbin is not my husband. He is my cousin. Your cousin? Hold on a second. But I've been inside that mansion there before. Corbin brought me along with him into that place, and there he and I made love to one another. A few times we've done that now, actually. Ah, and about that. The only reason he's always brought you here is because he's been living with me. Living with you? And as for Corbin's actual wife, she's out of the state right now for a while as part of a work transfer she was placed on. So while she's been out of the state and away from here, Corbin has been using up all his savings going out on dates with you while cheating on his wife. And, well, he used up too much of his savings and was no longer able to pay rent, which led to him moving in with me. What? And he's been here ever since, freeloading off me. I mean, he is my cousin, so I wasn't just going to kick him out and make him homeless. That's why I put him in a room on the other side of this huge house. So that's why you've been coming into my house and having an affair with him. So, the reason he and I have always been going into the house from one of the back doors is because I happen to be really, really good friends with Corbin's wife. So he was trying his very best to keep his cheating a secret from me. Hence, the back door was always your entrance, right? But once I found out from you what was going on, I made sure to prepare things to have him kicked out of here. Honestly, I'm sick to my stomach just thinking about how he'd been bringing you into my house to have sex. I know this is a bit overboard, but I'm hiring some pro cleaners to come in and clean out that whole room for me now. Hold on. In other words, this means I won't be able to live in that massive house? That's what this means. And as a side note, after what's happened here, everyone in my family is cutting ties to Corbin. So he will no longer be allowed back into my house or anyone else in the family's house for that matter. We can't go to anyone's house now? No way. It was my dream to move into a mansion like that and live out my life there. And that's why I made him get me pregnant. Well, that's a bit... I really shouldn't even say anything about that because I don't know what to say, so no comment from me. Hey, please, do you think you can allow me to live in that mansion with you? Why would I allow that? Because I've just become your cousin's new wife, right? You'll help one of your own family members out, right? Like you did for Corbin when he was in need. I told you already that the whole family has cut ties to Corbin now. But I am pregnant right now. Right now is the most important time for me to be taking care of my body and this baby. So please, I'm asking you to let me come over to that house and live with you. Well, whether I was going to allow something like that or not, pretty soon I'll be out of this mansion myself. Huh? But that place is under your name still while you're gone, right? Why can't I come live there while you're gone? Because someone else is buying this property off me. What? You're selling the place? Yep. Why would you do something like that? Well, I started to want to sell this place after I realized that my freeloading cousin was bringing in another woman to have sex with pretty often, even though he already had a wife. Back when my grandparents were still alive, they were living here as well, and they had a lot of servers and house cleaners that would come keep this place clean and comfy for us. However, now it's just me here and on occasion my parents. So that's another reason we're wanting to move out. The place is way too big for just the three of us, and we can never get around to cleaning everything. So we're selling the house. I've already found myself the next house I'm moving into, and my parents will move in with me. The place isn't all too big, nor all too small. It's the perfect size for the three of us, and we won't have to worry about so many rooms anymore. Then I'm going to steal your husband then. Good luck with that. I don't even care if he has a lot of money or not. The fact that you've gone and ruined all my plans, I'm going to make you pay for it. And I'll do that by taking your husband from you and making him mine. And considering how nice of a body I have, that'll be so freaking easy for me. Well, you'd better be ready for the day he tells you he doesn't love you anymore. And like I was saying, good luck with that, because I don't have a husband yet. What? I'm still single. I have a fiancé, though, I'll tell you that much. Then I'm going to steal that fiancé of yours from you. No, I don't think you will. We won't know until I've tried. You don't even have to try, though, to know the answer to that. He's with me right now, looking at my phone as we have this little conversation. Huh? He already knows the true kind of person that you are. And right now, he's been sitting next to me going on and on about how impossible it would be for such a toxic and shallow whore like you to steal him from me. So there you go. Huh? Also, I don't think you're in the position to be coming after me now. Why not? You just got married to Corbin, right? And you also have a baby with him coming soon. There's also the thing about how Corbin has around $20,000 worth of debt right now. $20,000? Of debt? I'm not sure how he got into that kind of debt, but it started to come up after he began to cheat on his wife with you. What? No freaking way. All of those things he bought for me on our dates. He did so with borrowed money? You'll both also be responsible for paying a settlement to his ex-wife. Huh? He still hasn't paid her any of that? You think he can pay that off when he's already in $20,000 worth of debt? For crying out loud! From what I've heard, the best way of getting that settlement paid off is to have them start taking money from your guys' income each month. So from now on, you both are going to have to try really hard not to spend any money and to work as often as you can. So that settlement, we have to actually pay that? While also paying off the debt that Corbin's already in? That's right. There's also the money he'll have to give back to his ex-wife for using some of her income to cheat on her while she was out of the state. That too? Well, yeah. You thought she'd let him get away with something like that too? Not a chance, and that's why you'll have to start helping pay that back as well. No way. What's going on here? Somehow, after all that had just happened, Corbin started to go ahead with a plan he told Michaela nothing about. He was planning to enter a new company where he had to go live on site, so the both of them ended up moving out of town together. As for Michaela's parents, when they heard about what she'd done this time, they couldn't take it anymore and told her sorry before cutting ties to her. There really is nothing else she can do now, so there's no choice for her but to stay with Corbin in the move. After having her baby, Michaela was able to get out of the house a bit and started to work a job herself to help with the debt. But only a few weeks later, and she put that baby of hers up for adoption. To be honest, that was the best choice for her baby's sake, considering right now both her and her husband are knees deep in debt still, and things haven't been looking too good for them relationship-wise. But this was the kind of life Michaela and Corbin brought upon themselves by cheating. And now they're going to have to make things work, or else their world will really begin to crumble around them. When things come to myself, on the other hand, I've been relaxing again with my parents at this new house we got while managing the family company. My fiancé is planning to move in with us pretty soon here as well, and when he does, the first thing we're doing is handing in our marriage papers. We're not going to have any huge wedding for this though, as to attract the least attention to us as possible. Because God forbid Michaela hears something about us marrying and tries to come all the way back here for my husband.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good evening, Julia. I hope you're doing well. I had something that I needed to ask you about, so I'd appreciate it if you could give me just a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Mary. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we've last spoken. I honestly had forgotten you had my line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son Art heard about it from your boy Rick the other day.
Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Rick and Art are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes, we've been planning on it for weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right, I heard they're fully booked for 1 month from now. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along?
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Mary.
What is it, Julia?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course I am, dear.
Okay, so you were serious. I'm sorry, Mary, but like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So no, I'm afraid you're not gonna be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as an invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it unless he was implying that we were invited too?
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Rick's just really excited about it, is all. He's been talking to all his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two 5-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to go to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Mary, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This party was organized by my husband's family member. He is the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't go abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family, don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Julia. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh?
That's not very many people in this city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for their whole family there.
You're quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time so we can get started as soon as possible.
Mary, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No, you may not come to the dinner. Hey, Henry, are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah, the Korean barbecue dinner my uncle's throwing for us. What about it? Uh-oh, did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Jeez, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Mary. She's the mother of one of Rick's classmates, and she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she can come?
She said that Rick was going around to the other kids at school, bragging that he was gonna get to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Rick about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday, and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Mary's son about it at all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it. And whether it was his lie or Mary's embellishment, I'm not sure. But, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to conclusion after conclusion and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I told her I forget how many times that she couldn't come, but she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday," and that was the last message she sent me.
Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name was Mary, right? Is she Art's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is, but how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at that daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch, only to say, "Oops, I forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses, and after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy cow, what kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Jeez, Henry, I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me the other day that Mary had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, He always made sure that he was in the room whenever Mary came over and talked to his wife. And eventually Mary realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Oh, yikes! That's insane! I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she was like.
Well, now that you know, you need to watch your back too, Julia.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Rick not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful too. Make sure you don't give out any specific details like where or when it's happening to anyone at the school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I'll take care of dropping Rick off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing, since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Henry. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Hello, Julia. Today's finally the day of the big Korean barbecue dinner. I'm so excited. I'll be bringing my whole family along, so make sure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Mary, I distinctly remember telling you that you weren't allowed to come. There are no seats for you and your family. We've already given the restaurant a guest list, and we can't change it anymore.
Oh, that's no issue. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is call up the restaurant and ask for a few more seats. It's not like they're going to run out of meat or anything. Even if they did, they could just have a staff member go to the supermarket and pick up some more. Simple.
And what restaurant would that be?
Don't underestimate me, Julia. I know that you've been hiding from me this week. You're trying to keep me from finding out about where and when the dinner is, aren't you? You even went so far as having your husband take Rick to school to keep from seeing me, didn't you? I saw right through your half-baked little scam. So you have to stop playing dumb. There's nothing you can do to stop me at this point, Julia. I know everything. As a matter of fact, we're already here. We got to the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. This really is a lovely place.
Wait, you are? That's...
I hope you don't mind that we start cooking the meat. My boys are starving. We went ahead and ordered 10 plates of the super premium course, so there might be some left for you if you get here in time.
Wow, that's very helpful of you.
I felt so great leaving the house without needing to worry about having enough cash on hand, or even remembering to bring my wallet at all. It's so nice of you to treat us to such a delicious meal. Oh, the waitress is coming back to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've already eaten most of the first round. The smell of meat grilling really is the best.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot to get drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Julia? I've always wanted to try Dom Perignon. I think I'll go ahead and put a bottle on the tap. Oh, but I'd feel bad for my kids having to watch us have something so exquisite. I'll order another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all. They'll have no trouble eating it at all. I'll let you know when the waitress comes around with a check, so be sure to have your credit card number handy. Julia, where in the world are you? We've been looking all around the restaurant for you and your family, but we can't find you anywhere. Are you in one of the private rooms? Oh well, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I know you're here anyway. Julia, this has been the best I've eaten in years. The rest of the family enjoyed it too. So much so that we ended up ordering 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. It's getting too late, so we were just about to get back in the car and go home. Yes. And the waitress just brought the check. The total came to $4,000. Be a dear and bring your credit card out to the front counter, would you?
You spent $4,000 on food for just your own family? Wait a minute. Let me see if I remember right. Art has 2 older brothers, right? So with you and your husband, that's 5 people, correct? You ate 25 orders worth of meat with only 5 people, including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know. My oldest is on the football team. He's the star of the defensive line. And you know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition tonight. Thanks again for this wonderful dinner, Julia. So I'll be waiting for you at the counter like I said. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Julia, where are you? Answer me! I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then where on earth are you?
What is it, Mary?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Mary. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Julia. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super exclusive one? The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you for your party?
Mary, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I said I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So you're not at the restaurant? For real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said that we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's... what?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice. Has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for the party. That's where we are right now.
Wait, then how are you?
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to the restaurant to eat.
So, what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Mary, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited, so I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying, so you're paying, and that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, heartless, unfeeling woman would pull a trick like this on a dear friend? I think I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd be all utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay the bill this instant.
Mary, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not. Not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class and we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your Art and my Rick aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. And furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all of the other mothers in the class, and most of them have cut all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread around about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So, like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all, especially considering most of the mothers are your victims. Anyway, if you want to try and defame me, go ahead, make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to, and we just cracked open our third bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait, hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Julia, please, pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff realized some time ago that Mary and her family were going to try and pull an eat and run, so they had already contacted the police, who cut them off when they tried to run out the door. Fortunately for her, though, she had a lifeline. She called her father-in-law, who came down to the restaurant and paid the bill for her. Unfortunately, however, someone was recording the whole incident inside the restaurant that day. They uploaded it to every social media website in existence, and it went viral around the globe. They tried to move out of town to escape from the constant snickers and jeers from their neighbors, but nearly everyone with a cell phone had seen the video of their antics, and their reputation followed them wherever they went. It's so bad that they are even having a hard time finding someone who'll hire them. Unemployed and homeless, Mary's 3 boys were all taken in by her father-in-law, who runs a karate school. The 3 of them all apologized to me for their mother's behavior before they transferred schools. Hopefully, Mary's father-in-law will raise them up to be proper men. As for Mary, well, I think it's a bit too late for her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Yo, Frankie, sup? Man, it feels like forever since I last talked to you. Yeah, it's been a pleasant 8 years. Why'd you have to go and ruin it by texting me like this? Come on, dude. Is that really how you're gonna greet an old friend? An old friend? As in someone who I no longer consider a friend? You should be grateful that's all I had to say about you, considering what you did. You slept with my wife, got cut off by your parents, turned everyone who was once your friend against you, and had to leave town to escape your ruined reputation. Didn't you move out of state? Well, yeah, but anyway, you're still working in town, aren't you? What's it to you? I just thought I might stop by and visit my old buddy Frankie and shoot the breeze for a while. Don't bother. You don't know where I live anyway. Not to worry. I got your address from one of our classmates who didn't know about our history. Unbelievable. Seriously, though, what do you think you're doing? You don't have any right to be texting me anymore, much less actually coming to visit me at my house. Oh, please, don't be like that. It's been 8 years. That's all water under the bridge now, all right? I'll still feel the same way about you 80 years from now. So don't you dare come anywhere near me. If you're really still that angry, why haven't you blocked my number? Just to keep tabs on you. There's no telling what a sociopathic moron like you will do. So it's safest to be able to at least have some advance notice of what you might be doing. Consider it like a vaccine for a virus named Luke. Wow, you're harsh. Not harsh, just honest. Well, if I'm gonna be honest, the truth is that your vaccine was a dud. Huh? What now? You got remarried, didn't you? Yeah, and? And you had a kid too, right? What's with these questions? I don't feel compelled to tell you anything about my life. Nah. You don't need to tell me anything. I already know everything. Tell you what, Frankie boy, I'm going to let you in on a little secret I've been keeping from you. A secret? Get this. You know that precious little baby your wife gave birth to? It's not yours. It's mine. What? What are you talking about? You don't have to believe me. If you get a paternity test, it's not going to be yours. But seriously, what's with you? You haven't even seen your wife in 2 years. How did you not realize the baby wasn't yours when she told you she was pregnant? Do you not even know how babies are made? For real, Luke, what in the world are you talking about? You've never met my current wife. You don't even know her name. That's what you think. I'm like a home-wrecking ninja. I sneak in undetected and bam! Your wife is now my plaything. You should know that. It's how I stole your last wife from you. I was getting with her for 2 whole years and you didn't even notice. I only let you in on the whole thing because I got bored. What kind of idiot doesn't notice his wife with another guy for that long? You're such a loser. Are you going to start making sense anytime soon? Huh? Who are you talking about? Luke, is this really you? Did someone take over your account or something? Or maybe you're just drunk out of your mind? Drunk? Well, maybe just a little. And it's the real me. I see. Well then, I don't want to deal with you for any longer than I have to. So I'll give you the bare minimum information necessary to get you to leave me alone. First off, I'm not living in our old town anymore. What? Second, I don't have any kids. Hold on. Oh, I get it. You're lying to try and get me to go away, aren't you? How pathetic. Sorry, Frankie boy. It's not gonna work. You're free to think whatever you'd like. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to work, so I'll be taking my leave from this conversation now. Hey, hold on. I just told you I'm sleeping with your second wife. How can you be so chill about this? Not only that, the daughter that you thought was yours is actually mine. Should you be more, sad? I thought you'd be lying on the floor crying your eyes out by now. Well, I guess it doesn't really change my plan, so whatever. At first, I was planning on dumping her after I told you about our affair like the last time. But I actually kind of started to like her. That's why I got her pregnant, to make sure I could get her to divorce you and be with me. In other words, your wife and daughter are now mine. Everything went exactly as I planned. I win, you lose again. I hope you're ready to be a twice divorced loser. Be a pal and sign the paperwork as soon as you get it, okay? What's up, Frankie? I heard you absolutely lost it when your wife told you that she was going to divorce you. And then when she told you about your daughter. She said you didn't believe my text, but when she told you in person, you completely broke down and cried like a little girl. What's up with you, man? I already told you all of that. You should have believed me from the get-go. It would have saved you the humiliation of crying in front of your wife and daughter. I guess the truth finally set in, huh? Well, good. That makes my life easier, since now you'll agree to the divorce for sure. Just remember, it's what's best for your daughter. Or should I say, my daughter. Yo, Frankie, what's your deal? You never responded to my text yesterday. Are you trying to ignore me? Seriously, dude, grow up. You're a grown man. You're gonna have to deal with this like an adult. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you something that'll make you reply to me for sure this time. Know what I'm gonna do? Your wife. In your house. You gotta move it along, man. At this rate, your wife's gonna give birth to my second kid before you divorce her. Just knock before you come in, all right? Come on, Frank. You're starting to tick me off now. I wanted to settle this once and for all yesterday. That's why I texted you while I was with your wife. But once again, you didn't even reply once. How long are you going to keep running away from me, Frank? Do you think this is all going to go away if you keep ignoring me? You're going to have to face me sooner or later, Frank. Now text me back tonight. Your wife and daughter are mine, like it or not. Sorry I've kept you waiting, Luke. There you are. I was doing a little digging into something, so I thought I would hold on from replying until I had dug up what I was looking for. Digging? What do you mean? I see you're very confident that you've stolen my wife and daughter from me. The woman you're with, her name is Luna, right? Yeah, your wife Luna. That's what I've been saying. Luna isn't my wife. What? She's my younger brother's wife. Your younger brother's wife? You're really something else, Frank. I was your best friend when we were kids. I lived next door to you until 8 years ago, for crying out loud. I know you don't have a younger brother, so tell me another one. Actually, I didn't even know I had a younger brother until about 6 years ago. And since you were run out of town 8 years ago, there's no way that you would know about him. Wait, what? I don't understand. To be more precise, he's only my half-brother. So that means, yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 3, so I know you knew that my dad had left us to move away. Well, yeah, I knew that. My dad got married to another woman, and they had a son, my half-brother Ken. Okay, go on. Ken got married last year, a little over 2 years ago. But just this last year, the company he was working for went bankrupt. So he had to move out of the company housing he had been living in up until then. At that point, my dad and Ken's mom had already divorced, and Luna's parents had passed away in a sudden accident several years prior. So since the two of them had nowhere else to go, and I happened to live nearby, I let them come and move in with me in my house for a while. Hold on. You said that you weren't living in our old town anymore. What's the deal? I'm just getting there. Be patient. Just about a month after Ken and his wife moved into my place, My company told me they were sending me to work at our company headquarters in another country. What the? Another country? You mean you're not even in the country right now? That's right. My wife and I moved overseas together 10 months ago. And if everything goes according to plan, I'll be staying here for another 6 or 7 years. Seriously? And as for my old place, it was a rental house. So when I moved over here, I just had Ken take over the lease and he and his wife kept on living there. Man, this is an insane story. I had no idea. Man, this sucks. I was feeling great thinking that I managed to break up 2 of your marriages. But she's not even your wife? Ugh. I went to all that trouble for nothing. Whatever. I'm done with you. Later, Frankie. Frank, you there? I'm in big trouble. You gotta help me out, dude. Ugh, what do you want now, Luke? You do understand that we live in different time zones, right? True time zones. I'm in full-on crisis mode, Frank. Go on. Your half-brother, Ken, he's suing me. And Luna just showed up at my apartment door with her kid and all her stuff. Okay, and? I'm not sure what you're so surprised about. This is the only possible way this could have ended for you. What do you mean, why? You slept with a married woman, Luke. That means her husband, my half-brother Ken, can sue you for your part in her infidelity. Really? Don't tell me you forgot. You should have gotten the exact same papers in the mail when you slept with my first wife. That was when your parents agreed to foot the bill for the lawsuit settlement in exchange for cutting you out of their will. I guess I can understand how you forgot. At the time, you were just happy that your parents were going to pay it and wouldn't cost you a thing. I guess their act of kindness kept you from feeling the pain that hopefully would have taught you a lesson. And that's it. My parents. I can get them to pay for the lawsuit. Are you drunk again or just not paying attention? They cut you off, disowned you. What else am I supposed to do? Luna's here demanding that I support her and the kid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm barely getting by on my own. If I can't get my parents to help me, then how am I supposed to come up with the money to feed 2 more people? Well, I guess you could ask your parents to bail you out again. If you can find them. What do you mean? I know where my old house is. Was, not is. I looked it up and the place where your old house used to be is now a new apartment complex. What? It's gone? Why? Isn't it obvious? They sold it and moved away. Their reputation in the community took a nosedive thanks to your escapade with my first wife. I also can imagine it would be pretty uncomfortable living next door to the person whose wife their son slept with. So they probably wanted to put it all behind them and start fresh elsewhere. Where did they go? Don't ask me. I have no idea. You've got to have some idea. Nope, not a clue. Are we done here? I want to get back to sleep. Hey, you can't just go to sleep at a time like this. I told you, idiot. Oh, we live in different time zones. Yes, I definitely can go to sleep right now. That's not the issue. The issue is I'm having the crisis of a lifetime over here. I would never in a million years lift one single finger to help you out of a crisis you might be facing. And not even to save your life. How can you say that to me? If you really don't know, then there's nothing that I could say to make you understand. I'm going back to bed now, Luke. Good luck. Frank, you can't do this to me. You got to help me. I heard about everything that happened next from my half-brother Ken. Apparently, it all went down pretty quickly. He was concerned that Luke and Luna might skip town to try and avoid paying him the money they owe him. So, while he got a lawyer to advance his case through the legal channels as quickly as possible, he also asked the CEO of his company for advice. The CEO told Luke that he had some connections in a particular sector of society that might be able to deal with the 2 of them. The CEO's acquaintance quickly agreed to take on the task of encouraging Luke and Luna not to leave town, and even gave them jobs and a place to live while they work off their debts to me. The company that hired them has a very strict disciplinary system in place, so I don't suppose the 2 of them will be causing any trouble in the near future. Plus, they're making all their payments on time. I was concerned for their daughter, though, since she's a totally innocent party in all of this, but Ken's CEO pulled some more strings and she got taken in by a kind and loving family. I'm not very hopeful that Ken will ever be able to be anything resembling a decent human being, but I hope his time at his new company will straighten him out, even if only for a little bit.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.